one other thing I think that's really important in this movie is Sarah Connor.
So I've heard of this name quite a lot, right? Her name has pretty much like, it's very prolific in this whole genre, right? And it was definitely like good to see her, like, especially when her and Reese had like a scene where I think she was pretty much doubting herself and talking about how she pretty much trying to downplay herself, as in like she doesn't really have that much importance. I don't know. I think there was a scene when they were hiding in some sort of cave or something. I don't know if it was a cave, but it was something similar. So like kind of seeing her from doubting herself to actually becoming someone who kills the Terminator, like the progression of that was cool to see.
She does have a very clear character arc, right? She starts off as a completely average person who has never picked up a gun, who has never been in real danger. And she's kind of a victim throughout the movie and then gradually gets more and more agency, right? Both because of the danger she is in and her rising to that occasion, and then also her learning stuff from Kyle. And then at the end, it's only her and the Terminator, and it's kill or be killed, right? And then she manages to kill the Terminator in that hydraulic press. And then at the very end, I think like the final scene for me is maybe the best final scene in a movie, where she has fully embraced this destiny, right? And she's making preparations for this inevitable thing. And she's moving into position. She's acquiring all the skills she needs. She's getting ready to raise this son, right? And then she literally drives into the oncoming storm. Mm-hmm. That's the last shot of the movie, which I think is just brilliant. This gas station attendant says, a storm is coming, and she says, I know, puts on her sunglasses and just drives towards it.
Yeah, I think you summarized that well.
But at that point, it's completely earned, right? Because we've seen her grow step by step, and we've seen her learn lessons, and we've seen her endure through difficult situations, and we can kind of see where she picks up specific skills or where she learns specific lessons. And it's a very gradual development over the course of the movie, right? Or did you buy that destination?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think you summed up well, like how you kind of like laid it out before, but definitely you could kind of see she was just like your average type of girl. I think she even says that she's like a person that couldn't even like balance a checkbook at one point in the movie. And then I think there's that scene where he like puts the gun in, like gives her the gun, and then I think he like walks out or something like that, and you can kind of like see her kind of like awkwardly like holding and looking at the gun for like the very first time. You can kind of tell that like it's starting to dawn on her sort of like the situation that she's in and like sort of her new reality at that point. You just see the confidence grow, and you just kind of like see how she like just like develops through the movie. And I feel like it all made logical sense. There wasn't like any random jump in character. Like, when she kills the Terminator, it doesn't come out of nowhere. It's something that's, you feel like it's been building up to. And even like the situation where she sees that Carl Reese has died, so she knows at that moment in time, it's like it's just her versus the Terminator, and it's literally for the sake of the future, she has to do what she needs to do. So I feel it's like completely earned, and I feel like this is a great way to write your character.
Like, I think a lesser movie would maybe have had a character scene where Sarah Connor is just a regular person, and then the action scenes start, which may have been directed by a different director or whatever, and then she just picks up a gun and is a badass immediately. And I think in here, the whole point is getting her to the point where she is that, right? It's not, like, the character moment is not an excuse, it's the entire point.
Mm-hmm. One thing I did enjoy and like what they did with her character is like they didn't present her as someone that was like a damsel in distress. Like, she had something about her. Like, even when she noticed that obviously there was a lot of Sarah Connors being killed, and then she noticed, oh crap, she could be the next one to check the whole yellow book and stuff. So even though that's kind of, it's not obvious, but it is obvious, because like I feel like a damsel in distress type of character would have been very ditzy and clueless and like, oh, like, okay, it's just a coincidence. But her, it's like she had like wits, and just she could tell that she had a purpose. If that's what I'm just, she had a purpose, and she just needed certain situations and kind of like mentoring. And well, obviously Carl Reese didn't really mentor, but he kind of did mentor her in a way, because obviously he.
Oh, yeah, sure, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So she's kind of like under his wing. So it's good that she wasn't, like I said, it's good that she wasn't dazzled and stressed. It's good that she wasn't ditzy. It's good that they present her in a way that she has something about herself, but she just, she had to be put through what she went through in order for Sarah Connor to be Sarah Connor.
I think she starts out as one, but then changes because run one by
as
one.
As in the damsel in distress?
Yeah, at the very beginning, yeah. Mm-hmm. Where she just tries to survive. She's panicking. She's trying to get to the police, and then it turns out the police can't help her. And it turns out that everything Carl Reese has said is correct, and that means that nobody can help her, and that means she can only help herself. And
But I feel like a damsel in distress doesn't really react to danger, but her, she kind of reacted to danger. That's why for me, I don't really see her as a damsel in distress because she was very proactive towards it.
That's maybe a semantic argument, but I would say like in the beginning she wants to be and needs to be rescued, and then by the end she's learned what she needs to not be that anymore, and she acquires those skills over the course of the plot, right? So maybe you might not call her that because she doesn't stay that, but I would say in the beginning she is, and then towards the end she isn't. Yeah, so I think generally Sarah Connor just has an amazing character arc in this, and I'm with her the entire time, in every step of her journey.